And with a wide open look for three, no good. Wagen, his first shot of the game. Wagen leading scorer, 15.2 points for Holmen. Wernick has him baseline, looks to take him pass back out to Presley. Jason out on a little give and go inside to Presley. Presley with a left hand. Sweet shot, Riley Presley, and Presley with all the Rapids points, and it's Presley 4, Rooney of Holmen 2. On this guard offense that was made famous by UWGB, and good there for three, Ryan Wesley. And it's 5-4 Holmen.
And Holmen's coming into this game at 6-1. Their only loss was a 1-point loss to La Crosse Central, I believe. So
to La Crosse Central, that's right. That's right, Brian. Wernick out on top. Surveys the defense here. Holmen playing in a man-to-man. Rapids going to drive and make everybody play defense well. Presley gets in the lane on the drive, and Rooney from behind with the block. Olsen wide open for three on the baseline shot, no good. Presley contests for the rebound, and it's out of bounds. (5-4) here, Holmen from the Sentry Classic and Quant Fieldhouse. Davey Keach along with Brian Kalish and Greg Rooney there posting up again, and they get him on the foul. Rooney, his first foul of the game. Rapids here off to a decent start here from Riley Presley. Riley's been able to get into the paint and score. Holmen does come in, as Brian mentioned, 6-1. Rapids 5-4 on the year, 2-2 in the conference after their last two conference games, overtime games. The last one, a 4 overtime affair. Baziner for three. And just like that, Baziner, after missing his first two threes, drains one, and it's 7-5 Rapids. And Wagen, their leading scorer there, come back around, pass around the outside, and left open. Schroeder over three, and Holmen with 2 threes on the game, 3 baskets, and they're up 8-7. Flory there posting up, and with a nice turnaround jumper there after he gets the ball. Phil Flory with his first points of the ball game. Rapids up 9-8.
Phil Flory from Olsen.
3:01 here and counting in the first quarter. Just inside three-point territory. Rooney there fighting for it along with Presley, and it knocked out of bounds, I think, by Greg Rooney of Holmen.
Holmen doesn't appear to be extremely tall, but they do have some strength, it looks like.
Well, that Schroeder, he was taking threes in warm-ups, and he's put him up out here. He's going to play outside. That's going to play to Rapids' strength. Rapids is going to have trouble, and Witter will admit to it. Flory misses on the three. Rapids is going to have trouble with anybody with some size inside. Great team defense, but Riley's trying to put that arm up by Rooney, trying to deny that ball inside. And there with another Wesley, 2 for 2, and both from long range. Holmen here, very successful on the threes, and that time nice by Phil Flory. Fake the shot, dips it to Wernick, and Jason with a nice bucket there, and we're tied at 11. Griffin Johnson there handled the ball. He's their second leading scorer, and there he is deep again. Schroeder with another three. 4 3-pointers for Holmen here, first quarter. Schroeder's 2 for 2 for three, and so is Ryan Wesley. Olsen there with an underhand little pass to Riley, and Riley with the miss. His first miss of the ball game. Got a foul on the floor. And Alex Baziner there with the foul. Rapids' first team foul. Holmen already 3 on the ball game. So see Regis Henke across the way here. Regis home on Christmas break there as they look to get the ball underneath to Joe Hudson, who checked into the ball game. And scanning over there, I'm looking to see if his college teammate and Rapids alumni Zach Baziner might be over there, and Rooney is having himself a ball game here. He's 2 for 4, but he's made 2 of those bunnies inside. Rapids here, that swing offense that if you watch Wisconsin basketball, you see it a lot from the Badgers there. Almost a turnover. Alex Baziner saves it. He drives in the lane. Olsen there after gives it to Flory, and they're going to call that just a block. No contact there. Holmen built up a nice 5-point lead here, 16-11. Six for 9 in the quarter for Holmen shooting. Dan Witter is going to obviously be talking to the Red Raiders about getting hands up here. Jason's going to drive. One thing that Rapids does very well, Brian, is just drives a lot, passes, and is going to look for that nice shot. Someone gets open, and there Riley's got some time to square up, and Riley was off balance there. After hitting his first 2 shots, he fails on that one, and Holmen here looking to take the last shot of the quarter, leading 16-11.
Even with Holmen's hot shooting so far, they're still only up by 5 on the first quarter.
And
8.
They're drained at Wesley, 3 for 3 in the quarter, all from 3-point territory. And Holmen with that ends the first quarter 19-11.
As a sponsor of the Sentry Classic, the Community Parks Improvement Committee invites you to its 16th annual Hockey Classic on Friday and Saturday evenings, January 3rd.
As Coach Witter here sends in Hunter Langoff to start the second quarter, and I see a coach down there putting up his hand, trying to implore his players to get that hand up. Holmen here definitely is going to shoot from the outside and going to do a good job.
And just a reminder, souvenir Sentry Classic t-shirts are available at the concession stand. 1 shirt is $8 or 2 shirts for $14. The supply of t-shirts is limited.
Rapids 5 for 11 in that first quarter. Pretty decent shooting percentage. Holmen a sizzling 7 for 10. And what's really scary here, Brian, is Holmen, they're 7 for 10, but Greg Rooney's the only one who's taken shots in the paint. And he's 2 for 4 down under in low.
A lot of averages would tell you that this probably can't last for the rest of the game, but yeah.
Holmen is 5 for 6 from 3-point territory. That is just sick.
A very hot start.
When you get 15 of your points like there, and there comes another one. Wagon there. Not an air ball. Does barely touch the rim there, and Wagon misses on a 3, or Holmen would have been doubled up here on Rapids. 19-11. Just beginning here the second quarter from Quant at the Sentry Classic. Presley.
Go ahead, Coach.
Presley, Baziner, Wernick, Flory, and Langoff out there on the court. Tommy Olsen taking a rest on the break. And this time Baziner from a
that was a long 3.
Step beyond there. Alex no good. Rapids has been taking good shots for the most part. Wagon kind of forced that one up. No good. And Baziner here all the way on the break. And they're going to get the goaltending there on Alex there with a nice breakaway basket.
Goaltending was a call. Basket for Wisconsin Rapids by Alex Baziner.
Mitch Pintock there, up there with trying to make the block, but it was on the way down up above the rim, and Rapids now back within 6, 19-13. And Gets loose there with a nice shot. Joe Hudson with his first points of the ball game. 21-13 Holmen. Flory here on the day so far, only 2 points. We'll see if Flory can get underway here. Jared Halber out there also for the Red Raiders. Flory at the free throw line. Free throw line there. Presley looks. Jace Williamson also checking in for Rapids. Jared Halber gets free from the right elbow. Shot is short off the rim. No good.
It's like you're saying, Rapids is getting good shots. They're just not able to to convert.
Breakdown there on defense. Wagon drove wide open. Riley with the block, and they said Riley got him down below a little bit. Riley Presley picks up his first foul. And the first one on the way from Wagon is good. Or Wogan. And Wogan hits nothing but net on both of them here. And Holman's now going to come out in a press. It's a token press there, just a man-to-man. They're going to play Halber up. That might be because knowing Jared, not the starting point guard, might be just deciding to put that pressure on. Hunter Langhoff free at the right elbow. His shot, no good. Flory tries to get the rebound, nothing doing, and Holmen here is going to, 4 guys there most of the time positioned outside of three-point territory. That time Rooney looks underneath, thinks about nothing doing, and this time the feed to Rooney deflected off of Langhoff, and Zehner checking in for the Red Raiders. Back in for Holmen. Starters Wesley and Schroeder.
You get the feeling that Rapids has to make something happen here defensively and also offensively to kind of stay in this game down 10 points already in the second quarter.
There's one of them right there, Coach. By my count, that's Holman's first turnover. Schroeder with a foul. We're going to call that the second turnover. Baziner there had might have got away with came away with a turnover there earlier on that breakaway he had. So there you go, Coach. We'll see if that's prophetic there. You've got that turnover there. Rapids down here by 10 and wide open beyond 3. Jared Halber, nice looking shot, just doesn't go in. Holmen here coming down in a hurry. Rapids not back on defense very well all there, and Winter's not going to like that, and they're going to call that a travel.
It's hard to criticize the shot selection. I mean, they're taking good shots, wide open shots. They're just, I mean, sometimes that's how it goes playing basketball. You just can't get them to fall.
Well, yeah, and I think Coach is going to have to be pretty pleased how well what they're doing here on offense. And they're going to call Hunter Langhoff underneath there with probably just trying to get some position. They didn't call it a moving screen or anything.
His first 3 on the team.
Nobody in foul trouble here. It's just Rapids defense has to turn up a notch here, and they're going to call a foul out here. Get Jared there with the foul. 4 fouls apiece here.
His first 4 on the team.
After passing it around there, and there's another turnover, and who's man central there at the turnover department for Rapids, but Hunter Langhoff right there, and Williamson, good looking 3, doesn't go. Hunter Langhoff will give you one thing especially, and that is defense down low. And Wogan gets loose. Wogan, his 4th point of the ball game, 2 free throws in that bucket. There, Riley with the open look, decides against it. Jared decides against it, but Alex is going to put it up for 3. That was halfway down, Coach.
Another one. It's hard luck basket so far for Rapids. And I don't believe, have they scored? When's the last time we scored here, Coach?
It was Baziner's bucket.
Yeah. It's been kind of a dry spell here a little bit for Rapids.
Holmen outscoring us 6-2. It was Baziner there with that length of the floor breakaway and goaltending call. And other than that, Rapids not able to get anything going here. And Halber and Presley have a seat. Tommy Olson, Phil Flory, Chase Williamson, Hunter Langhoff, and Alex Baziner out on the court for the Red Raiders. Top of the key, Rapids looking here. And that swing offense, it's not the same thing every time. Phil Flory just not able to get untracked. Jace there, excuse me, with a shot no good from three, was bumped a little bit after the shot. Nothing they were going to call a foul on. And here underneath, Wogan puts up the shot. Rooney follows. Attempts to foul, nothing doing. That'll be key for the Red Raiders here if they can limit Holmen here just to one shot every possession.
Rapids has attempted a lot of three-point shots here too. And obviously he hasn't hit very many of them. But that looked like a move they were making to go to the hoop there that last possession.
Well, trailing here 27-13. There, Williamson all set up there. He's bumped again a little bit. Jace not able to get on track here. Three attempts here and nothing doing. And there, Holmen goes a little bit cold finally from three-point territory. They're 0 for 2 from three in this quarter. Flory with a 6 spin move, and they call it a travel. And with that, timeout on the floor. And Coach, our first game here from the Sentry Classic and broadcasting Red Raider basketball, and finally got everything hooked up and connected all right here and got the game underway. And after a first quarter that was 8-point deficit, now that lead's ballooned up here to 14.
Yeah, it seemed like it was somewhat even in the first quarter with Rapids down by about 8 points or whatever it was. I'm sure you got the stats there, Coach.
Yep.
Just because of Holmen's hot shooting, but Rapids has really gone cold here in the second quarter, and they've got a deep, deep hole to climb out of now. 2:45 left to go in the second quarter.
Holmen 2 for 5 in this quarter. Rapids 1 for 9. 6 3-pointers attempted for Rapids in this quarter. Nothing doing. And they've been 3-pointers that have looked good.
Yeah, I agree. It's all the shots I think that they've taken so far have been good looks, and a lot of them have just rimmed out, and that's how it goes in basketball a lot of times. I know when I was playing, a lot more rimmed out than went in for sure. So sometimes, but fortune can change too. There's still a lot of time left, obviously, and if they keep getting those good looks, Rapids has some good shooters, and they'll be able to knock some down.
Yes, I think here for Rapids, the good looks are going to stay there. That they're going to get their good looks. Giving up 27 points already in the first half, though, that's not something Coach Witter's going to be really excited about. But amazing what happens when you start hitting some baskets there. Hunter Langhoff almost with the steal. And there they're going to get Rooney on his second time he tried clearing out underneath.
Good ball movement there by Holmen, too, but the foul kind of negated their ability to get it down low.
That's the second time that's happened to Rooney in the ball game. He's going to go take a seat there. Rooney was 2 for 4 in the first quarter, but that's 2 times now that Rooney's tried clearing out underneath, and they got him. Rapids playing good defense there. We'll see what Holmen can do underneath now on the other end without Rooney in the ball game. What's going to happen here on offense, though? Rapids with 13 points in the ball game. Flory just not able to get on track, and there he tried to do a little bit too much perhaps and tried spinning away, and another turnover for Rapids.
Good defense by Holmen, though, too, right up on him and kind of forced that one.
Well, Phil here just only has attempted 2 shots, both in the first quarter. Wogan's going to take a look here. That 4-guard offense way out on top. Rapids knows how to defend this. Merrill plays this all the time. And there, after all the passing around, all the ball movement.
What a shot.
What a shot. Wogan with a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer in the excuse me, in the quarter. And it's 30-13 Holmen. Tommy Olson with a fake. He drives and defending there on the play, Schroeder.
Kind of sounded like somebody might have got him on the arm there, but no call.
Foul's not an issue in this ball game. Holman's hot shooting, though, in that first quarter really propelled them to this big lead. Wogan's going to put up another one from deep.
Oh, my goodness. This kid's putting on a show.
Hunter Langoff there with a hand in his face. And
a lot of his shots have been contested. It's not like they're just giving him wide open looks. I mean, he's just making plays.
That's what needs to happen there for Rapids, as much of that as possible. Alex Baziner driving. Hudson with the foul. And kind of the good news is Rapids now going to be in the bonus. The bad news is it's only 47 seconds left as Alex is going to take 2 from the line. Alex misses his first, and Alex 5 points on the ball game. Rapids needs to get Ix on track from beyond the arc. And that one is good. After missing the first one, Alex with the second. 33-14 Holmen. Talking to Witter before the season started, Holmen was predicted by many over in that conference to be second, and you can see why watching them here in person. Really good ball club.
They've got some shooters. There's no doubt about that.
They're going to get Phil Flory.
22.2 seconds left in the half.
Red Raider foul on number 33, Philip Flory, is first. 6 on the team.
Jared Halber with 2 fouls. Everybody else just with 1. No foul trouble, not an issue in this ball game. 33-14, as Coach said, 22.2 seconds left. Well, the good thing for Rapids is Wogan's not on the floor, so probably trying to keep him from getting another foul. He only has 1. There's a steal for Rapids. And on the other end, the ball deflected away from Baziner. And putting up the shot at the buzzer was Hudson, no good. And at the half here, Red Raiders have some regrouping to do, down 33-14.
100% of each $1 program goes towards improving our local parks. Programs contain team pictures, individual statistics, and information about various park improvement projects. Be sure to get your programs from the friendly people in the yellow aprons.
Well, Coach, sometimes you run into a buzzsaw like that. I mean, it's after one half of play.
Ouch.
Complete domination by Holmen. But as we said before, there is a lot of time left to play, and anything can happen. And Rapids is a good enough shooting team that they're probably not going to have that kind of a repeat performance in the second half.
Well, we certainly hope not. I don't know, no matter how you look at the stats, it's looking good for Holmen. Rapids 5 for 11 in the first quarter, 1 for 10 in the second quarter, 6 for 21 shooting. And if we do a little bit of rough math there, 6 for 18 would be 33%, and 6 for 24, 25. So it's give or take. We're going to call that about 29% shooting there for Rapids. Nothing spectacular. Holmen, though, 11 for 18 from the field. And that's going to do you quite well in a lot of ball games. if you can shoot 11 for 18.
I would say give a lot of credit to Holmen's defense. I mean, that had something to do, obviously, with Rapids' poor shooting half. Poor shooting half. But, I mean, Holmen's looks like the complete package so far. I mean, they've done everything really well. They're shooting lights out and playing good defense, and that usually translates into good things on the scoreboard. So,
well, just totaling everything up here for Holmen from beyond three. This may sound like a mistake, but if you're watching the the video here, it's accurate. Holmen has attempted 11 3-pointers, and they've made 7 of them. You can shoot 7 for 11 from 3-point territory. I think there's going to be a lot of ball games you're going to have this kind of a lead at the half. Wow. That is something else.
of course, there's a lot of basketball going on today here at the Quant. Just like yesterday, I mean, Pacelli boys came up with a big win yesterday over, I can't remember who they played now.
Well, we'll look it up here in the program, Coach. I know I saw that who they were playing.
Nakusa, wasn't it?
Was it Nakusa?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, we have the game report live on Central Wisconsin Sports.
Well, sure. You go to the website and you can see everything you want to know here. So we've got the program here. Let's see. Friday it was. Let's see. Thursday we're looking for Pacelli. Girls.
They kind of ran into a tough situation there against Regis.
Playing Regis, yeah. And the nightcap last night was Nakusa.
Yeah, so the final of that one was Pacelli 53 and Nakusa 45. Owen Linsmeyer scored 26 points for Nakusa in that one, but Pacelli had kind of a balanced attack with the usual suspects, Ike Elliott with 15, Brett O'Sullivan with 11, and Colin Jameson with 11. So Pacelli's got a good squad this year, obviously. I know talking to Coach Ruda before the season started, he had a lot of hope for his team this year. Felt like they were gelling, so it'll be interesting to watch their next game. Spash is playing Toma, I believe, tonight at 7 o'clock. The Spash girls got beat yesterday, and they will be playing again today. So a lot of basketball going on at the Quant.
Well, this afternoon here after our ball game, Green Bay Southwest and DeForest and the girls. And then local team Nakusa and another local team Amherst. Amherst and Nakusa squaring off at 3:30.
That should be a good game.
And then tonight, finishing things up, it's girls Spash against Hortonville. Hortonville moving over to the Valley next year, switching with Menasha for football. So that should be interesting to see how that goes. Hortonville's done quite well for themselves in D2. And as Brian said, Spash and Toma tonight at 7. And tomorrow, a full slate of 5 games again starting at noon. Has a sort of a homecoming of sorts, looking over at Rapids fans, seeing Brady Goska out there. Mentioned before, Regis Hankey and Zach Bazine are over together across the way. High school teammates, played together in football, basketball, and of course playing at University of Minnesota Duluth. And saw Zach and Alex's cousin Brady Goska walking around down there. So we do hope to have Coach Witter come on up after the ball game and give us a few thoughts. Got that word down to him before the ball game, and Coach is always good about wanting people to kind of know about what happened out there in the court and what he saw from his perspective. So we do hope to get Coach on up here for a few thoughts.
We do want to mention, too, the Assumption girls basketball will be playing at the Barneveld tournament starting today. I believe they play Platteville today, and then it's depending on whether they win or not. could possibly have a state finals rematch between Assumption and Barneveld tomorrow, possibly, depending on what shakes out. So,
wow.
And I know that talking to some of the Assumption coaches, that Barneveld is supposedly a very good squad again this year. So that would be a very interesting matchup, depending on how things shake out.
Well, and we of course everybody knows what kind of basketball, excuse me, that Assumption plays, but you can easily make the case that Assumption's not even rolling yet. People haven't seen the best of Assumption basketball yet, and maybe that's scary for everybody else that they're going to run into. But Joe Burkhauser has the Royals playing well, but I think once the Royals really are gelling, look out.
Yeah, they had a really tough battle in a game that we live streamed against Marathon. Marathon is, they've got a really good team this year. Of course, they're in the Marywood Conference, Marywood South. And Assumption, they gave Assumption all they could handle. It really came down to about the last 2 possessions in that game when Assumption was able to pull it out. But yeah, I think you're right in saying that what little room Assumption has to improve yet this season. Once they do make that improvement, they're going to be awfully hard to handle for just about any squad. So we're looking forward to live streaming some more of those games right here on CentralWisconsinSports.net.
Well, and that's a good point that you make. That I know that the basketball that those girls have played, they're playing all summer long. Even watching them on a Sunday night in Adams Friendship playing a league, the Royals really just they're ready for a competition anytime they go out in the court. They know everybody's gunning for them as state champs this year, but the Royals' pressure is not going to get to Assumption. That's one thing. And when you have Mary Siegler out there handling the ball, and everybody else, you go up and down the line, Gina Grundhofer, Jenny Wanta, you go up and down the line there with the Royals. You talk about battle tested. And it doesn't matter if you're going to put a full court press on them. Some of these battles, Assumption's out there, bringing on the press full court, and they're taking it right back at them. With defenses putting the press on them, but that's not going to rattle Assumption.
Yeah, and there's an interesting game coming up for the Assumption girls too while we're on the subject, which is they'll be playing Newman at home on January 9th, and Newman, of course, is always very strong. And again, it's a conference rivalry game, so we'll be looking forward to that one also.
As both teams are back out here on the floor in that second quarter, Holmen outscoring the Red Raiders 14-3. After that first quarter, lead got built up 19-11. Rapids was in this ball game in the first quarter, and boy, on the strength of three-point shots, Holmen took 6 of them in the first quarter and made 5. And then they kind of got cold from beyond the arc, beyond that, but they only made 2 in the second quarter. Wogan leading the scoring for Holmen with 10 points, all in the second quarter. Came into the ball game averaging, I think it was over 15 points a ball game, and kind of shows everybody what he can do. Rapids only points in that quarter. Alex Baziner with a 2 and a free throw. Flory looks there on the give and go to Presley. Rooney's not going to like it. Pushed him in the back with the elbow, and he looks over towards the bench. And
I think that's exactly what Rapids needs to do, is get some movement towards the basket. Instead of settling for open three-pointers, which they just haven't been hitting so far to this point, maybe just to get some movement towards the basket.
Well, you saw that play. I think Coach probably dialed up some more of those. That we got to have some more of those. And quarter starts out nice, and here's the press. It's a diamond-looking press. Presley deep. They're going to look to trap, but Holmen gets the ball across the timeline without any issues. Holmen up 33-17.
Holmen, of course, has the luxury of being able to just run as much offense as they want to find, I guess or take threes from deep, however they want to do it.
I'm not quite sure that's what I'd be dialing up if I was Coach Steve Blank, but there underneath, Presley's going to get it out. Alex, after setting his feet with a shot wide open, good for Baziner.
Once again, though, they did actually get the movement towards the basket, and that opened up Baziner on the outside. So
Alex tried to get the steal. They call him on the foul.
didn't look like much of a foul from up here, but a foul nonetheless.
Well, and you have to think, that's the good decision when you come out with that press in the second half. Teams can't be just talking about it at halftime. So, Coach, even though he might have wanted to do it in the first half, wanted it to be enough of a surprise here. Rapids with the first 6 points of the quarter, back to a 33 time there. A nice turnover.
Baziner's been active so far in the first couple minutes here.
Very, very active. Riley Presley with a sweet-looking shot. And Steve Blank is going to call a timeout right there. Rapids, 8-0 run.
Witter wanted a foul on that last one, too. He's kind of barking at the referee right now. Thought that Presley got fouled inside.
I tell you what, Rapids going to play like that.
Cut the lead down to 11 now with 6:38 to go in the third quarter.
Wow, really nice there. Also want to mention to folks, check out centralwisconsinsports.net there. Thanks to all of our sponsors that help support our website, and with all the great traffic we get on the site, it's a great value out there for sponsors. And we also always send out a big thank you to everybody who has compliments and checks out the site to stay updated. And looking around in the stands, I know there are obviously some coaches here for upcoming games. I don't see Spash Panthers coach Scott Anderson anywhere, but I don't think you really need to do a lot of scouting of common opponents like that. I'm not sure Witter's if he's gonna stay over here and watch Spash later tonight, but Holmen's setting up here to break the press, and there's gonna come the double. It's a 1-2-1 or a diamond look. Rapids has him trapped, and Baziner there picks up the ball after the steal. Flory thought about it, thought better, passed it back out. Phil Flory's going to take the dribble, just going to get settled down here. Rapids back into the swing offense. Alex Baziner, wide open look. Not as good of a shot there by X. Wogan all the way down here. Fakes. They're going to get Tommy Olson, I think, there on the foul.
Missed opportunity by Rapids there where they did get the turnover on the pressure defense, and Baziner was unable to connect on the long three-pointer.
The nice thing is they've got some nice looks there, but they got, as you said in the first half, they had a lot of nice looking shots. Wogan makes his first. Makes his second. I don't think 4 free throws he's taken. Ball hasn't even touched the rim. They got a sweet looking shot. I think you said here, there's the give and go off there, the pick and roll. You put the ball in Flory's hands, and a lot of good things are going to happen in situations like that. Jason looks to go left, goes baseline, tries to get the bounce pass over to Baziner, and goes out of bounds, and the first turnover of the half for Rapids.
Kind of a high degree of difficulty pass there on the baseline like that with defenders muddling things up in the middle, so tough play.
Riley there went up. I think if he might have stopped, he might have been able to get the charge. They're going to ask if there was goaltending, if the hand was up there was a hand up in the net.
Mitch Pittock from Schrader.
And they do give Pintock the basket there. And the free throw is good. I would say that there was must have been a hand up in the cylinder there. Holmen back up there with a 16-point lead. Baziner gets nice rhythm. 3 off the rim, no good.
Once again, even though it was an open look, it was another long three-point shot where maybe at this point of the game you still want to keep the ball moving towards the basket. Rapids kind of settling here.
Looking at the officials, I do recognize I do know the one official under the basket is a man of the cloth. He's a minister. I can't remember where he's from. Gentleman on the far side. Both officials there are familiar here in central Wisconsin to fans. There, Jason, top of the key, thinks better of it. And there, after Riley setting a screen.
I didn't really catch what that was. Did you see what the call was?
They got Wogan, who was trying to fight through.
Oh.
I think you can clearly say that Wogan is their best player, and he's on Flory. Senior on a freshman.
They're being really physical with Flory.
Oh,
also.
they are. They're bodying up on him, and they're going to get him on that every time. This time, though, underneath. They did get Wogan.
Yeah, he was bouncing around Flory as Flory tried to make a cut in the lane. So
he had that chest up and everything, and he was really putting it on Flory. He's probably stronger up there in the upper body, being 4 years older than Phil, but I don't think I'm making too wild of a prediction here that we'll see what Flory's like when he's a senior. Nice feed underneath.
Tough shot there.
Jason Wernick, nice bucket. Rapids with 10 points here in the quarter. Outscoring Holmen 10-5, and it's 38-24. Oh, that hurts. Johnson with a shot, nothing doing, and Rapids unable to get the rebound. There on the drive is Wesley, and they're going to get Flory with his second foul.
Not a very good shot there initially by Holmen, but they were able to get the rebound and cash it in.
That was a little bit look out to kid Jason about that. He looked over and called the foul on Jason, and Jason was thinking, I wasn't even in the same zip code as that on that drive there by Wesley. I think everybody knew it was Flory. Those fingers go up over at the scores table. Hard to tell if it was 32 or 33. Wesley makes both of them.
Holmen continues their hot free throw shooting.
Here's just a token little press. Johnson, another senior, putting the pressure on junior Baziner. Turnover there from Rapids. They're second of the quarter.
Down by 16, you just can't afford to have those kinds of turnovers at this point in the game.
No, not at all. And after getting to within 11, the lead's back up to 16. They're laying off almost with the steal. Wesley's trying to take Flory and dishes after that. The shot there from Schroeder, no good, but Flory in position to get the rebound, but took a big high bounce. Nice bounce pass to Johnson. And a 19-point lead at the half is back to 18, just like that after Holmen regrouped. Jason there with a bobble. Flory's going to drive baseline. They're going to call it the foul, and bucket good for Flory.
Again, movement to the basket reaps rewards for Wisconsin Rapids. So I think you want to see more of that rather than settling for three-point shots that just haven't been falling. 2:55 now in the third quarter. Rapids down 26-42.
If Philly makes this, they'll get back within 15. Short of the rim, and Rapids trailing by 16. And, you know, the reason that start was so good, Coach, is that full court press. It's easy to put that press on when you make a bucket.
Right. Good box out there by Langhoff. It appeared to go off. Oh, they're calling a foul now?
I think they're going to get Hunter.
I think they got Buzzy.
Yeah, Alex is shaking his head, and I have to agree with Alex. I thought they were going to get Hunter from behind. But Ix has a seat with his third. Just boxing out there for Rapids. Then the ball went astray and couldn't come up with it. That time they get Hunter.
Wisconsin Rapids foul on number 2, Hunter Langhoff, is second, team 6.
Their leading scorer, Wogan, on the bench, hasn't even mattered. Leads back up to 16. Second leading scorer, Johnson, there was looking, try to take him off the dribble. There with one post player, and right there, Holmen with 4 players beyond the arc. Langhoff boxing out, and Johnson's shot no good. Jared Halber in at the point for the Red Raiders. Flory feeds underneath to Jason, and they're going to get a foul there, and I think that's what Rapids needs to keep doing, Coach. You're right.
Yeah, I think when you get that movement towards the basket, then the opportunity to score a high percentage shot and also get fouled and stop the clock, which is exactly what they need at this point. I think that that's what they probably want to try to do.
Josh Hillis in the ball game. His first action of the ball game, as Holmen there, not with a lot of post players. Halber there free on the baseline. Jared puts up a shot. Nice shot, Jared. 42-28. Rapids within 14. That press works when you make baskets. And
Good
there,
defense.
nice turnover there caused by Halber. Wernick tries the bounce pass. Jared just inside the arc on this side, no good, and Holmen comes out running. And they're going to call Jared on the foul. Jared thought he had all ball.
Wisconsin Rapids foul on number 4, Jared Halber, is third, team 7. Griffin Johnson at the line for Holmen.
And Johnson's going to go to the line. Johnson here. Has made a bucket. And with his first free throw this quarter, hits a second one. Holmen back up with a 16-point lead. Baziner back in the ball game with a minute here to go in the third quarter. Feeding underneath to Riley Presley. He's double teamed. Trapped, back out to Flory beyond the arc. Flory drives baseline, looks to spin, and they get him on a travel, and they do not call a foul.
Flory thought he was fouled on that one, and it's kind of looked like it might have gotten something on the hands there as he was making that move, spin move inside. But it's not a foul.
Well, he tried that spin move, just didn't have enough room, I don't think, to pull it off. And Rapids has shown that's what's going to work, is getting that ball in the paint. I think we've established that in the ball in the paint, Rapids can do damage, just not able to do that enough in the first half to make a difference.
Holmen looking for a good shot. Probably will hold for one shot with about 20 seconds left to go in the third.
I have to think that's coach's direction, and now 10 seconds, and he's given the green light as Wesley's taking a look. Wernick on him. Has the left-handed scoop over to Johnson, no good. And
I believe Langhoff
they are going to get a foul. Kyle Coble with a foul. And that foul, it may seem in some ways meaningless, but it does give them their 6th team foul of the half. That could prove to be helpful. Rapids with a 16-point deficit. As on offense, obviously, coach, you have to keep putting that pressure up on the offensive end, getting the ball in the paint. And
I mean, I like Rapids' approach here in the third quarter of not settling for those deep three-pointers and moving it inside. And you can tell that even when they didn't get shots inside, sometimes they were able to draw that defense down and then get open looks kind of on the perimeter too. So I would expect to see more of that. Also, I mean, just picking up the defense pressure, I would expect to see a little bit more of that full court pressure when they get a chance too. So.
Well, as you're watching this live stream broadcast, whether you're seeing it live or checking it back out on centralwisconsinsports.net, on our website, watching the archived version, if you or someone you know wants to get involved and be a sponsor of these broadcasts, just contact us, centralwisconsinsports.net. Come to our webpage and let us know. As Wogan there back out on the court, and Rooney. Holmen with a 16-point lead, and Rapids is going to be forced to play really close defense here. And a turnover there on the bounce pass, just getting sloppy a little bit. Tommy Olson back in the ball game with a drive. Jason Wernick thinks about it in the baseline, does not want to put the shot up. After the pass to Presley, they start all over again. Flory there for 3. He's open, and Phil's shot no good. But Riley Presley with a rebound. Rapids here with a lot of driving in. That time Phil. And they do call timeout here. Coach gets a timeout there after on the floor. They did not call a foul there anywhere on the floor. And
the individual awards for outstanding player, high scorer, hustle, and the all-classic team will be presented immediately following the game.
44-28 here. A minute gone in the fourth quarter. Rapids down. We'll see what the Red Raiders can do here. A fourth quarter here, 16-point deficit. Raiders have played an incredibly tough schedule thus far.
And this game is no exception.
No, Holmen is showing what they can do. And now with a 1-3-1 with Drew Schroeder out on the top there with his height. And this is something that Holmen could do very well on, just trying to get those players out there beyond the arc to put the pressure. Flory with a shot was run into after the shot, no foul. And that's going to be something to see if Rapids has a cure for. Tommy Olson goes for the steal off Wogan. They said it was tipped by Jason. It almost looked like a pass to himself. Had to have been a tip. Holmen here just going to play keep away. There gets it to Rooney underneath. He's got the position. Shot no good, but followed by Wogan.
Tipped by number 32, Michael Wogan.
There in the pick and roll. Presley's loose. Rooney forced to, and he's good at it, playing in that paint. Looks like Riley and Rooney pretty even match down there, but boy, when Riley gets position on him, I think Riley can take him. Tommy Olson beyond the arc for three, no good. Jason and Wogan's going to get his fourth.
Jason was just about a half a second too late on that pass inside. I think he had, who was it that got? Presley. Looked like he had Presley, but doesn't really matter now since he got fouled anyways.
And Chase Williamson, the only senior on the ball club for Coach Dan Witter's Red Raiders, comes in. Phil Flory takes his seat. Rapids down by 18. And Riley's first toss is good.
What are your thoughts on the Valley Conference from what you've seen so far this season, Coach?
Oh, boy. Spash looks to be, as expected, Spash is pretty tough, but you know, it's awful hard to tell. Rapids 2-2 in the conference, and I don't know as if there's any ball game the Red Raiders are looking at in the conference that they don't think that they can't be in.
And of course, they're coming off of that epic 4 overtime victory over DC Everest.
Well, that was an incredible ball game, just incredible. They're in the dish. They're going to get a foul there on the floor. In the one-on-one, Zehner makes the basket, and Rooney there. That one was probably a little bit upset there, and just a small little call there, but he had some pretty tough fouls, pretty easy fouls to call also. That's what you need for Red Raiders, 46-31 making the basket. Here's a press, and it's man-to-man. Just trying to make a kind of a ragged look there. Shot by Wesley, no good, and Holmen gets the rebound, as often happens with those long threes. Turnover, Holmen. Rapids on the break. Baziner far side. Misses the layup. Alex Baziner just got his feet kind of out from beneath him, and
kind of looked like he was anticipating contact there and wasn't able to finish. 46-31. Holmen is up. 4:40 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Raiders here, I think we're right with a 13-point quarter there, and quarter number 3 to get back in the ball game. And who do we have in a foul now?
Presley, I believe.
Riley Presley picks up the foul, only his second of the ball game, and
Presley just got back down in that case and looked like he was standing with his hands up, but the Holmen player leaned into him and was able to draw the foul.
Mitch Pintock's at the line for Holmen.
Flory checks back into the game.
And we'll see what Phil can do here. He's got some rest underneath him, those legs. Rapids with a 16-point deficit here, and free throw on the way. That's what it stays, and Pintock gets the rebound. And then they're going to call a reach-in.
Wisconsin Rapids foul on number 5. Chase Williamson, his first. 9 on the team. Mitch Pintock at the line shooting the bonus.
And Pintock misses his. Jace Williamson from downtown, good for 3, and Rapids now able to set up that full court man-to-man. I think they're going to play that way up and down here and see what can happen. Holmen up 47-34. Rapids trying to dig out from that first half where they just got down by so much in that second quarter, only 3 points. And Johnson with a fake, and Tom Olson makes sure he gets the foul.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that one, Coach.
Rapids here on track here just put up some points in this final quarter, but it's got to be paired up with some.
Looks like Flory has a cut on his, just below his left knee there, so they're going to have him get that taken care of. Presley will check back in for him.
I didn't see their coach. Did Wogan miss his first free throw?
I believe so, yeah.
It's Flory over there getting 10-2. Feeds underneath to
Nice
Riley
pass
Presley.
inside.
Basket and good, and that's what Rapids needs a lot of, and I don't think Holmen can stop it.
Great look inside and good finish by Presley.
12-point lead. Rapids can, with this free throw here, can get to where they were with that 8-0 run to start the fourth quarter. Now comes the trap. Jason out in front of it. Rooney with a shot, no good, and coming down here, Riley takes a look. Alex doesn't get it in time to put up the 3. But Jace Williamson will throw it up and off the rim, no good. And boy, that would have been incredible. Would have saw the Rapids fans get up there en masse and pull that lead to within 8. As it is right now, Rapids has gotten the lead down to 11 twice. 8-0 run to start the second half, and right now 48-37. Wogan out there in the court with 4. Rooney with 4 for Holmen. Rapids, Halber, Olsen, and Bazine all with 3. And timeout there as Coach Steve Blank for Holmen.
60-second timeout.
As Holmen looking a little bit ragged there out on offense, not sure what to do, and just wanted to kind of settle his squad down.
I do want to thank UWSP for allowing us to come in and do a live stream broadcast. It's probably the first live stream broadcast in the history of the Sentry, at least.
Well, that's maybe we want to put that up on the website. First ever. There's another first.
They kind of, as you can see from the shot here, we're kind of up in the rafters a little bit, but.
Well, it's a great vantage point to be able to watch the game. That's for sure. You see things different. When you did live streaming with Mark Skiba of Assumption at Merrill, when you're right there on the court, you're right there. You can see things, you hear things. You get a real good feel for that, a good flavor for that. And where we are up here, you sure can't see things very well. Again, folks, 2:32 left in the ball game. We will see if Coach Witter does make his way up here after the ball game to come on up and have a talk. As Holmen looking to just grind away here and going to force Rapids to play its game of keep away. And then Rapids puts the trap on. Now in the paint, and it's a kick.
The pressure from Rapids is having the desired effect there, stopping the clock. I mean, they didn't get the turnover, but you could tell that Holmen was a little bit unable to manage it expertly.
And Rooney's going to put up the shot, and a little jump hook for Rooney, and Greg with his first point since first quarter. 6 on the ball game. Phil Flory dishes to Jason, out to Riley. One of the worst shots in basketball percentage-wise is just inside the arc, and Baziner with a 3 misses but gets his own shot, own rebound. Flory's shot no good from 3. And Williamson putting pressure on Wogan all the way down the court, and they're going to get Jace for his second. In the bonus here.
Wisconsin Rapids foul on number 5, Jace Williamson, his second.
And Wogan's shot there is good. Statistically, one of the worst shots to take is just inside the 3-point territory. You're going to take a two, but if you're that close, you might as well be outside beyond the arc the way things are currently set up. And we don't have enough time, Coach, to listen to my diatribe on what I think about the 3-point shot and where that line should be moved to, but I've written enough articles on that. Jason's 3-point shot, no good. Riley had the rebound there, didn't get it, and it's Rooney against Flory and loses control.
Good job by Flory of getting back there.
And now things just getting a little bit ragged here for Rapids, trailing by 15 with a little over a minute to go. And Coach has the word out not just to be taking fouls for the sake of taking fouls. If you can try to go for a steal, do it. But Jason with a foul, his first of the game.
Foul on number 32, Jason Warnick. His first, the team is over the limit. Brian Wesley on the line, shooting 2.
And Wesley's first toss is good. And Baziner, Presley, and Flory have a seat. The 5 out there on the court now. Olsen, Wernick, Langhoff, Williamson, and Halber.
Less than a minute to go now.
Ten points in the quarter for Holmen, and Williamson puts up the 3. Thought it was going to go down. Wernick fights, gets the rebound, puts up the shot, no good.
Good toughness by Wernick there inside. Come down with that rebound.
Holman foul on number 3, Griffin Johnson, his first. 9 on the team.
And Coach Blank going to send in reserve here. As Jason's first toss is good. Joe Hudson getting some time here. Hudson with 2 points in the second quarter. Jason with a second throw on the way is good. Jason having a nice ball game here, adding up 6 points, 2 buckets and 2 free throws. Turnover there for Holmen. On the break, Jason all the way, basket good and fouled.
Kind of a strange series of events there for Holmen, where they kind of forced the ball into the lane to try to get a bucket with just over 35 seconds left, and then committing the foul on the other end. But I guess they're still playing hard, so I'll give them credit for that.
Yeah, I don't think a coach at any point there, is really going to be saying a lot to his players. The game's in hand. Jason here scoring the last 5 for the Red Raiders. 12-point ball game, and Holmen calls a timeout. You could probably argue that
A 30-second timeout has been called by Holman.
even if you don't call timeout there,
Following this game at approximately 1:45 will be game number 8 of the 2013 Sentry
not much,
featuring action in the girls' national division.
not much harm there, but
Southwest
also wanting the end of the game here on a positive note. So
at approximately 3:30.
54-42 Holmen.
Amherst playing Nakusa.
This game has moved along pretty well, Coach. A noon tip-off.
Don't forget to pick up those souvenir Sentry Classic t-shirts, which are available at the concession stand.
kind of interesting. Red Raiders probably ready to go play another 10, 12 minutes left, the way they've gone into overtime their last two ball games. There with the deflection off Jason there on the press, deflects off the backboard, and we'll start all over.
Nice look inside.
And with the basket there, Austin Zmolek gets his first. And that's the end of your ball. That's your ball game there, 56-42.
The next game for Holmen will be tomorrow, Saturday.
Do some stats here.
7 p.m. against Smash. Well, the next game for Wisconsin Rapids will also be tomorrow at approximately 1:45 against Toma. Just a reminder, this tournament is a primary fundraiser for the Community Parks Improvement Committee.
Rapids there in first quarter fell down 19-11 in the second quarter. Holmen blitzed the Red Raiders, outscoring them 14-3, take a 33-14 halftime lead. Rapids did what they could in the second half, outscoring Holmen 13-11 in the third and 15-12 in the fourth, and the final score 56-42.
Well, coming in, you knew this was going to be a very difficult game for Rapids, and that Holmen is obviously a really good squad, and they showed why. Today they're playing in a very tough conference over there in the Mississippi Valley. Only had one loss this season. That one loss, like we said before, was only by 1 point. So good defensive team, obviously very good shooting, perimeter shooting, and they've got some players that can play inside. So give them credit for coming in and playing a good game. On the other hand, after a really horrific second quarter, Rapids came out in the second half and definitely competed, so it didn't roll over. And I know that's something that this team can build on through the rest of the season.
Well, and shooting wise in the second half, this is unofficial, but I've got Holmen 2 for 8 in the third quarter and 3 for 7 in the fourth quarter. And Holmen, it's amazing, night and day, did not make a three-pointer in the second half. So Rapids did what they could there, but Holmen, though, lit the scorebook up like a Christmas tree from the free throw line in the second half, nailing 7 free throws in the third quarter and 6 in the fourth, getting to the line, and that's where they did that damage. Scoring 13 points from the charity stripe in the second half really helped them out. Rapids in the third quarter, again, unofficially 6 for 9 from the field. And in the fourth quarter, could not get over the hump, 3 for 12. And just not enough here, Red Raiders, after falling in that hole early on.
What do you think is, if you're a Red Raiders fan now, or if you're Coach Witter talking to the team now, what do you think the conversation's like? And I know we'll hopefully be able to ask him that question ourselves here in a second, but what do you think some of the points are that he's going over right now?
Well, it's been kind of common for Red Raiders. That defense in the second half, they really stepped it up. I thought they really played nice in the second half, defensively. Just not able to get the shots to go down. You take even 3 or 4 of those shots in the first half to go down. Anything that the Red Raiders could have done there to really put the pressure on Holmen. Just not able to do that, though.
And Rapids will turn around tomorrow at 1:45, if I'm not mistaken, and will play Toma. And Toma's going to square off against Spash tonight, so that should be an interesting contest also.
Well, we're kind of trying to do scoring here, and I think most of these numbers are right, folks, but I might be off on a free throw here somewhere, but
Dave Keach working the trusty abacus over there.
well, we had a final score of 56-42, so unofficially I've got Riley Presley with 14 to lead the Red Raiders, Alex Baziner with 10, Jason Wernick with 9 after a strong fourth quarter with 5 points, Phil Flory with 4, Jace Williamson 3, and Jared Halber with 2. Yeah, and I think, whether or not Coach Witter's able to make his way up here or not, it's it's just a ball game there where, Rapids, they had their chances. Second half, trailing 33-14 coming out of the break, and 8-0 run. And you thought, okay, now you're within 11. Rapids looked to be on fire. They got the ball, just like you said, they got the ball in the paint. They only had 1-3 in that run in the third quarter, but they got the ball in the paint, made some nice shots, and you could see Holmen was pressing. They were pressing with our press in their faces, and just not enough there, though, that 8-0 run. And before long, seemed like we had a chance, the Red Raiders did, but getting Wogan and Rooney in foul trouble, but it didn't seem to matter. That 11-point lead blossomed up to 16-17, and before long it was 18, and Raiders were trying to battle from just too far down for too much of the game. So
yeah, I think the story of this game is just that second quarter and how Rapids put themselves in that hole, and it's awfully difficult to, against a really good Holmen team, to dig yourself out of that. Like I said, give them credit, Rapids credit, for fighting back in the second half like they did. And I thought, like you said too, Jason Wernick played a really good second half particularly. The pressure did seem to be getting to Holmen at times, but they're a good team, and a good team is going to be able to manage that pressure, and I'm sure it's nothing that they haven't seen before this season. And it would be interesting to watch this Holmen team and kind of keep tabs on them through the rest of the regular season and see how things shake out in the postseason as well, because I think they're going to be in the mix when all is said and done.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Any other stats jumping out at you there, Coach?
Well, I'm just trying to do this here, just seeing we got to give a Holmen another basket somewhere, so we're going to see how that goes. Someone's got to get another basket here, so we'll figure that one out. Wogan, though, came in their leading scorer, averaging, I think, 15 point. Don't remember what that was, 15.7. He scored 16 on the ball game unofficially, and Ryan Wesley had 13. Griffin Johnson was their second leading scorer this year, and Rapids held him to 5, but it didn't seem to matter there. In that first half, when you can be 7 for 11 beyond the arc, that's awful hard to compete against. And that's kind of hard to overcome.
I don't know if we're going to get an appearance here by Coach Witter or not, but as we prepare for the Green Bay Southwest DeForest girls game, it's about to tip off here around 1:45.
Well, now we're within a point, Coach.
Getting closer.
Yeah, well, I think Pintock, I think he hit a free throw there that I didn't get, so congratulations. Mitch, you just got another point. Looking over things here, Wogan led all scorers with 17 for Holmen, Wesley with 13, and for Rapids, Riley Presley with 14, and Alex Baziner 10. Again, a quick game recap. Holmen raced out to a 19-11 first quarter lead and was just amazing from beyond the arc, with Ryan Wesley 3 for 3 from three-point territory in the first quarter, and Drew Schroeder 2 for 2. And those 5 3-pointers gave Holmen 15 of their first quarter, 19 first quarter points. And, it was a lead that Red Raiders just could. You thought that they were in the ball game, but then everything fell out in the second quarter. Rapids outscored 14-3. Wogan scoring 10 of his game-leading 17 points. And, Red Raiders could not get under track from beyond three-point territory. 6 for 21 in the ball game from the first half. 6 for 9 in the third quarter when they made that run, first 8 points, and you thought, here we go. But that all died down pretty quickly. Red Raiders just not able to get into enough of a really on defense to really put enough pressure on beyond the arc in the first half. They did their job in the second half, hands and faces, as Coach Witter was pleading with them to get their hands up, but just not enough. And Holmen here with a well-deserved 56-42 victory. So I don't think Coach Witter's making his way up here. Girls are coming on out. We can probably
sign off.
Sign off here for this game, and want to thank everybody for tuning in here. Brian Collish manning the color and all the technical stuff that is beyond my level of expertise. And this has been Davey Keach, and it's been a treasure for us to do this game. As Brian said, really kudos out to UWSP for making this broadcast possible, though.
All right, we will catch you next time right here on CentralWisconsinSports.net for your live streaming of local high school basketball and much more in the near future. So we'll catch you next time.
So long, folks.